Braka. Ha. Welcome, it's your soul brother in righteousness. B.C. the Ivec group. The truth is breaking, separating the wheat from the tares. People don't know what to do with themselves. The ones that's lying, the one that don't have the Holy Spirit as their guided protector, their avenger, the one that breathed the truth into them. Wizards, witches, witch doctors. The truth is even in a commercial, y'all.
Well, harm them, protect them, lead them, teach them. That's not what I'm seeing in the healthcare system. I'm choosing to take a different approach as a doctor for the sake of people that are relying on us to teach them how to be healthy. Someone tell me why. Why don't doctors tell you to take something as simple as magnesium instead of a stool softener, knowing that the stool softener dehydrates your bowels? Why don't doctors tell you to take D3 in the winter? Because you can't get it from the sun. It's gone, depending on where you live in the country. And it radically improves the immune system and impacts your sleep. Why don't doctors tell you to change your diet? You know, when you're having heartburn or indigestion, your body's literally revolting against you. Instead of giving you something like Prilosec or Nexium, knowing that studies show that they're linked to kidney failures and osteoporosis. Why don't doctors tell you to focus on herbs or certain foods to heal? Why don't doctors tell you to lower the toxic chemicals that are inside of your house, knowing that it's 100 times more toxic in your house than outside? That might be causing you your constant headaches or your allergies. All the fragrances and chemicals and toxic buildup that gets into our cells are what creates these things. Why are you informed by your doctor that if you eat something as simple as a grapefruit every day, that it'll support lower blood pressure naturally? You don't need or might not need a medication. That's why a person that's taking a blood pressure drug can't take anything with grapefruit in it. The same thing applies with a blood thinner telling people they can't eat green food. Why don't you just eat the green food? Why does your doctor tell you to take something like an activated charcoal because it just soaks up toxins for like your headaches, or maybe you're bloated or you have skin problems, telling you that your gut is backed up, or you have, some kind of food poisoning, because activated charcoal bonds those and removes them from the body. It's real simple. Why do doctors tell you to use herbs or herbal teas to manage your pains or support your immune system or support your digestive function, knowing that these different herbs can help your organs? Proven. There's a lot of science on it. Why don't doctors, instead of suggesting you to take a prescription drug, why don't they give you something as simple as a probiotic every single day to help support your gut health and your immune health, knowing that we have all these friendly bacteria inside of us that need help? Why don't doctors create diets and lifestyle plans for patients instead of offering pills, when we know that over 90% of disease is due to lifestyle? Why don't we spend the majority of our time trying to prevent disease instead of treating it? Why don't doctors tell you to take something like a supplement to support your health prior to becoming sick, when we know that supplements and herbs can help prevent these things? Why don't doctors teach you to manage your emotions? Because that stress, that anxiety is going to lead to physical bodily damage, and the strain that you're under can play a significant role in your overall health. Why don't doctors take a real role in helping people be healthy in their lives? This makes sense to me. Why are we helping people get healthy instead of taking care of them after they get sick? I think it needs to change. I believe that real health is possible. I believe that you're the solution. I believe that the greatest doctor in the world is inside of you. We're just messing it up. I believe it's possible for you to live good. We're just not getting the right information. If you need help with it, there's a link. I'll post it up for you. It's my book. It breaks it down. It's an Amazon bestseller.
All true, but they got to get waxed worse because it was spoken of. That's why. They're not going to never help you, and it ain't going to never get fixed. This is the way it's designed. But you can take and listen,
and it's my answer
and save you and your family.
Broken sick care system that we have, that as a doctor I'm choosing not to participate in.
Greg Norris,
choosing not to participate in.
Yasha Yala,
don't go down the hill because you don't know how to ski. It's a black guy.
Faith
As opposed to standing at the bottom of the hill with an ambulance, picking them up after everything's broken and damaged. Start warning people before it ever happens. If you go to a doctor and you pass all the tests, you pass the physicals, there's nothing they can do for you.
Let's get it. Let's get to the real business.
Hi,
when doctors become demons. Look at that.
Physician. Welcome to another video. It has been a painful realization for me, especially over the last few years, realizing that things are not quite what they seem in the world of healthcare and medicine. You would think that healthcare, medicine, all of our authorities are all about helping people, all about the health and well-being of the populations in the various countries that they represent. But when you are, quote-unquote, red-pilled, and your eyes are opened, you realize that basically every single level of healthcare, whether we're talking about physician societies, medical institutions, medical journals, they are nearly always heavily compromised by big business interests, big industry interests, and especially big pharma. We have completely lost our way in healthcare and medicine, and it is an affront to the original principles of Hippocrates. What on earth has happened to us? And I wouldn't say that socialized countries are necessarily even better. Obviously, this is all a bit more open in countries like the United States where I practice, but I would say in countries like the United Kingdom, where it's supposedly more about getting people what they need in a socialized system. Often strings are being pulled there by other entities, and doctors over there even more represent the phenomenon of being useful idiots, not even realizing the strings that are being pulled right at the top in a supposedly socialized system. And a friend of mine who is a specialist in the United Kingdom, who knows how I feel about all of these issues, recently forwarded me this piece from supposedly one of the top medical journals in the United States, the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA. Many may say one of the premier medical journals in the world. Of course, like most medical journals, completely compromised by their business interests. But nevertheless, this concerns the biggest health catastrophe facing Western countries. Take a look at this piece. So here is an editorial, so it comes with a lot of clout, I'm assuming, from the editors of the Journal of the American Medical Association. And it's all about lifestyle interventions for obesity in the era of GLP-1 receptor agonists. As you all know, this is my area of interest, our metabolic health catastrophe, soaring obesity levels across the Western world. And our medical establishments, primarily in the United States right now, but this is going to spread, I have no doubt, to other Western countries soon, are really trying to push medical pharmaceutical interventions for this rather than get to the root cause. So let's see what the editorial board of JAMA has to say. GLP-1 receptor agonists, of course, are the medications like semaglutide, also known as Ozempic or Wegovy. A central goal of obesity treatment is sustaining weight loss of at least 5%, with at least 10% weight loss conferring greater cardiometabolic health benefits. The ironic thing is that people have become so obese over the last few decades that even when they lose 10%, they are still obese in many cases. So the article talks about new pharmacological anti-obesity therapies emerging. And I would love to know whether this journal, the Journal of the American Medical Association, has accepted money from these pharmaceutical companies. So they talk about studies, which of course, if you give a powerful medication which basically blocks people from eating, of course they are going to result in some weight loss. Look at this paragraph here. Despite modest treatment effects, the studies present interesting innovations that have implications for the practice of obesity medicine. My favorite obesity medicine is a massive public health campaign. In a sane world, that is what would happen to get us where we were 20 to 30 years ago. This is not rocket science, simply telling people to not eat ridiculous amounts of these ultra-processed pro-inflammatory foods from food corporations and also to be more active. But that is not the obesity medicine that the current day medical establishment has in mind. Not enough profit in that. So the article itself is too annoying to read for me, but I'm going to go right to the end paragraph here. The concept of scalable, translatable behavioral interventions for weight loss has been a mainstay of the obesity medicine research agenda since before the first NIH guidelines for obesity were developed in 1998. I actually think that the 1980s and 90s will be looked back upon as the peak of Western civilization, and I take no pleasure in saying that. Authorities, especially the medical establishment, did have a degree of common sense back then, but that has all gone now. It's disappeared. At that time, the incidence of obesity was increasing, but the prevalence was less than 23% in adults. And most adults were not gaining excess weight in childhood. That carried over into adulthood. Yes, that hits on a key point there. We are seeing increasing numbers of children getting sick. In fact, soaring numbers of children getting type 2 diabetes. getting fatty liver disease, getting other inflammatory disorders, getting cancer. And rather than think about the toxic food environment that has proliferated over the last few decades, the medical establishment is focused on getting more medicines to children. It is not normal for a child to get type 2 diabetes. It is an absolute disgrace that the medical establishment is not on the ball here and thinks that the answer is to push medicines.
In 1999 to 2000, the prevalence of overweight in children and adolescents aged 12 to 19 was approximately 15.5%. Intervening early with low-intensity interventions for patients without weight-related complications to prevent further gain or induce modest weight loss seemed appropriate. The epidemiology at that time limited treatment options for long-term obesity pharmacotherapy, limited long-term data on surgical safety, and predominant societal view that obesity was a lifestyle choice rather than a chronic disease, combined to support the broad preference for behavioral weight loss interventions.
So that basically sums up where medical journals like JAMA are on obesity. They're really trying to push the notion that we have to accept that obesity is a chronic illness, and we must look increasingly at pharmacological options and take a look at some of the articles that are published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. If you look here at these titles here, they clearly are really trying to push for these pharmacological products. This is absolutely despicable coming from one of the top medical journals in the world, which is fairly typical because, of course, we know where the money is flowing. Trying to accept that obesity is a chronic disease, accept that children are going to get sick, never get to root causes, never get to big public health campaigns. Thank goodness that the smoking issue didn't happen today, because no doubt pharmacological companies would be encouraging people to keep on smoking and just take an injection instead, which might lower your risk of all of the complications and getting lung cancer. 20 to 30 years ago, things were a lot more common sense, and we are only seeing the tip of the iceberg right now with all of these millions of youngsters getting sick. Wait 10 to 15 years and see what's going to happen. But of course, the medical establishment, they don't care. They're going to make a ton of money from this issue. That is what it's all about. There will be no big public health campaigns focused on real health and well-being. Can you think of one single disease which has decreased in prevalence over the last 20 to 30 years because of all of these new miracle drugs that we've got? You would think that if we really had miracle drugs, then the incidence and prevalence of diseases would be going down. But that is not what's happening. They're going up.
Christina Maya,
and we know the place profits keep on getting generated.
Check her out at We the People on YouTube. 4343.
That the medical establishment cannot do anything about the trends in society with regards to lifestyle. The excuse that this is all society's fault, that doctors can't do anything about the toxic food environment. That is a lame excuse from a medical establishment that doesn't want to do anything. You're telling me that entire nations shutting down on the advice of the medical establishment over a virus that was a cold in most people. In fact, most people, if you look statistically, were asymptomatic. They could shut whole countries down over this virus. You're telling me that they can't do anything about a toxic food environment?
Braca, Margaret,
or well-being? Of course they could if they wanted to, but they do not want to because it's not in the interest of many of the people who fund medicine and healthcare. Seriously, the whole world and the medical establishment, institutions, medical journals like the one I just quoted are accepting the fact that obesity has to be a chronic disease and we have to throw more injections at people.
You and your family, how are you?
That is utterly ridiculous, and that is why the medical establishment has become a complete disgrace. It is an affront to good medicine. It's an affront to the original principles of Hippocrates, and that is why if you seek real health and well-being for yourself and your family, then you would be best advised to do your own research and realize how the environment around you, particularly the food environment, is setting you and your family back. You have one life and you have one body. The medical establishment is not going to guide you the right way on this. So I hope you can continue to realize that and treat your body as well as you can. And why do I say doctors become demons? Because at the end of the day, doctors are the ones who will prescribe these products. Doctors are the ones who are willfully blind, that they are not addressing the root causes, and they are mere pawns who are doing the work that these physician societies tell them to. Prescribe these injections, whatever the age, even if they're children. Prescribe, prescribe, prescribe. It's all about the money flow. So doctors cannot claim to be completely innocent here. They are part of this system. They are part of this movement that is overseeing the biggest health catastrophe of our time. It is unacceptable. I, as a doctor, will never prescribe any injection for weight loss purposes. I'm not talking about type 2 diabetes. I'm talking about specifically for weight loss. I will not do it. I will not be part of this money flow. Thanks everyone for watching. Feel free to comment down below. Check out my website and my Lose the Gut program for busy men aged 40 to 60. Links are down below in the description. Hit the like button if you like this video and the bell button for more similar videos in the future. We will see.
So there you have it. Wizards, they everywhere. Hustlers, they everywhere. Everybody's fending for themselves. You can even see it right now. No, hi, how you doing? Immediately. Let's get it. That's what you call a vampire energy sucker. Suck, suck, suck all the soul's power if the souls open up to them. That's y'all's choice. You got to use spiritual discernment. You got it going on in the comments, in the live. You got it right in front of you, telling you, the doctors telling you how they are. Oh, I missed El y'all. God, how the hell I did that? Braka or Islamism. I ain't see that in the comment. So, Diane Restfelder Trim Braka. That's the name I missed too. That didn't show up on the Facebook. Boy, there be some funny stuff going on. Every day I be seeing some weird stuff. That's why I always go through the comments, man, on the StreamYard, man, because sometimes all y'all don't, I don't know how to explain it. They just trying to get me to be divided with y'all. It is. I'm going to show y'all. Bam! There it is right there. The disrespect. Where was the hello? How's the house doing? At least speak to y'all. Nah, they want to suck your energy out of you. You know what I'm saying? That's to y'all. That ain't to me. You know damn well I ain't on no WhatsApp. I ain't never going to be on no WhatsApp. So, that's for y'all. They want to suck y'all's energy. See the disrespect? Not to me. That's to y'all. Go. G-Ma for Yahshua, child of the Most High. YouTube. I like seeing G-Ma in the house, man. It's a real good spirit right there. Real loving and caring back in my North Carolina days. Oh, I missed one. We got another. See y'all. ASAP. Disciples. See the subjects you talk about. Remember the word say, speak and the mountain shall move. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. We brought up the subject and they come right out, man. I love it. I love it when the Lord work like that and the universe obey. Even when they disrespectful, we still learn. We like, if we wasn't having the idea to teach that, they would have never been drawn to show you I'm no liar. Welcome, HSE-TV Entertainment for YouTube, or B.C, the iVit group on Facebook. Y'all know how we do. I was just running my mouth, you know, just to show the comments. We got another one out here. They coming out the woodworks, y'all. They coming out the woodworks. But a simple block. See? They got to come to the channels where they don't got the influence. That's what you call vampire energy suckers. That's 4 people putting the same thing. Saying, Go and sit in the comments. Do you see it? Do you see your wizard niggas coming out here? Do you see your witches? Do you see it? Y'all comment. Let me see some hearts and like buttons and shares. This is the AI bots. Can't nobody type that goddamn fast. You can't even cut, copy, and paste fast like that. It's in the comments. That's energy suckers. Y'all gotta know what they are out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I expose, baby. I don't like witches. I don't like serpents. I don't like snakes. And I hate any wicked nigga. That's the only thing the Most High allow us to hate. And trust me when I tell you, I don't play with them, not even a little sugar grain. You come up in here with a little bit of disrespect, you gonna get smacked with a whole lot of fire. You heard? They twine? I see a laughter. All right. I know my boy. I know my bro know what I'm talking about. I get serious real quick. It's fun and games and jokes when we learning. Nigga, I don't like nobody disrespecting the house. I don't care. You ain't got to speak to me. But if you're going to try to suck some souls out of somebody, nigga, at least say, hey, how you doing? Y'all. Say I don't like stuff like that, but I get real ugly real quick for the Kyrie son. When I'm saying ugly, it's not disrespectful. I got to chin check niggas, you know what I mean? And the Lord told me, split the mountain. You see these monkey snake niggas is gone now. But I have to tell it on the mountaintop. All right, y'all, I got to go. I'm BC the Tish Fight, BC the Vet Root, HSE-TV Entertainment. Y'all all saw it. YouTube, y'all saw it. This is what we do every day on the book. And we coming to YouTube to do it to you. Ishe Shalom Braka.